Welcome to another episode of Midlife Moxie. I'm Gail.
And I am Jen.
Wow, Jen, what a night for style and fashion did we have at the Oscars?
I feel like if there is any moment to explore style and color, watching the red carpet is like eye candy. There's just so much to talk
It was
about.
a
I don't even know where to
masterclass
begin.
in color theory, I thought last night. Now, I'm fully aware, listeners, that anybody whose hair looks like mine does today probably shouldn't be talking about anybody's look, but that's okay. It's just, we all have those days, and I tried. That's all I can say.
I think you
And
look amazing.
let me preface this by saying, Jen, we're not ever putting these people down to be ugly. It's funny because they are celebrities, they are people, and I get that. So I want to be
Totally.
sensitive out of the gate. But with that said, these people have access to the best stylist, the best makeup artist, they get to borrow fashions from the top designers on the planet. They are well lit, they are dressed, they are everything. So I'll be honest, I just don't cut them a lot of slack. So we are not demeaning people or putting down people, but we sure gonna talk about what they had on and how
Well,
they wore
let's just be
it because
clear.
there
This
were.
this conversation is not about how bad someone dressed, although you're going to hear us say that. It's really more of us observing what just, in our opinion, did not work to educate the masses.
And some of these people, there's just no reason you should look bad. Because,
Yeah.
girl, you're beautiful, you're skinny, and you got all the cash. I'm not cutting you any slack because I'm out here working, homegirls out here working with all this flabby body, low budget,
Right.
in suburbia land for my
Yeah.
shopping. And so, just know we're not being mean or unkind to anyone, but there's some definite lessons in there. And I thought it was a master class in color theory last night.
100%. 100%. I cannot wait to dive into this. It's so
Okay, what
exciting.
do you want to do first, the hits or the misses? Let's do the misses.
Oh, let's do the misses.
And we're not
Let's end on
agree.
a
We
positive
already
note.
know we're not going to agree on all of it.
I know.
We have one of our famous fights, and our clients and the members in our membership love when Jen and I have a fight. Absolutely love it, and we're going to fight today. So,
There's some that I know we agree on, like hands down. So, where do you want to start? Oh my gosh, where do you want to start?
your misses on color.
Okay. Oh, it just makes me sad because these women are just fabulous. Like I'm fans. So, Ariana Grande,
This
little.
30-minute conversation.
Well, we'll keep it as short as we can, but I just I am such a fan. I think she's a unicorn when it comes to talent. I'm blown away by her. And she's microscopic. She's the tiniest little itty bitty thing on the planet. But she wore this pale blush color on her beautiful golden brown skin, and her hair is either still blonde from Wicked or she likes it that way now, but she is not blonde. And this whole outfit was just so wrong on her on so many levels. I'm so
Trying to get it
I
off my
just washed her
pictures.
out.
Here's what I want to say about her, because this is something I work with my clients on a lot. It's the hair. And I've seen other people discuss this since I've been thinking it. And then I feel better when other people that are in the business see what I'm seeing. I think it's leftover hair from Wicked. It's this,
And she
let's
pulls it back
just,
really, really strong.
it's
So
a
you almost look,
weird color to begin with. It's
yeah,
like this weird strawberry blonde, dirty strawberry blonde
right.
color that is not a color that I have seen on
No.
anyone recently.
And it was fine for Wicked because it was a character. It
Absolutely.
was
But
designed that way. Right.
and I get that she had to do the press junket and all that. But I mean, these people can change their hair every week. So again, no grace. If that was really her coloring, like if that was really her natural hair color and her other coloration went with that, because we all know in the color world, whatever you believe in, the God, the universe, whatever, we are put together in little packages of color and things kind of typically go together. Now, there's one offs, especially as we mix races and ethnicities, we get some unique combinations, but for the most part, and what she's done to her hair does not work with the rest of her coloring in my.
Right. But honestly, no, I agree completely. So the hair is wrong, but she could have still worn something to bring some life to her coloring, and she just looked transparent in the pale blush. It just none of it worked.
The dress was beautiful.
Oh, it's a beautiful dress.
Arr!
None
And
of the hardly any of the things I've seen, and I know there's a few that you're like awful, but in general, every single dress that I saw was gorgeous. Wish I had a body to pull off some of them, but they weren't necessarily the right color, like
well, especially
legit
when
at
you read
all.
about the art, because when you get into this kind of red carpet fashion, these become works of art, and
Oh, it's
some
so
of
much
them,
fun, right? Yeah.
become pieces that other people will wear in later years. They go to collections, they're in museums, and that it was kind of hard to tell, but it had all these little glimmering beads hanging from it,
Yeah, it was like a basically
thousands of them.
it
I mean,
looked like
it's
she
a
wanted to be like a little
beautiful piece.
ballerina or something, which
Yeah.
okay.
But if you had someone who was truly naturally blonde hair, blue eyed,
Yes.
who that would have been
And so
just
delicate and beautiful. Right.
I would have even preferred her if it had been like a nice warm pink with a lot more depth, like a mid-tone warm
Yes,
pink, if
something
you
just
wanted to go
not
ahead
that.
with that
Just
warm
not
hair.
that. All right.
But it's just the absence of color on her is driving me nuts. And let's just talk about this. It's been going on a while. She's done this look over and over. This
Yeah, yeah. Like lately she's been doing it a lot.
so just girl, we love you. You can
Yeah,
chat
it's not our
around
favorite
about
look, but
it,
she's
but
a
girl,
I'm
you can
still a
do
huge
better.
fan.
Okay.
Can't do it. All right,
Another
what you give me
you.
one. Miss
What's her name? Black and white dress.
Oh,
White
Elle Fanning?
Elle Fanning.
Oh, what in the world?
I don't know why anyone would think that girl
What
needs to be
I
wearing white.
so if anybody doesn't know Elle Fanning, she is a young actress. She is well, youngish, right? I think she might be in her 20s. Maybe she's older
Fair
than
and
that now.
blonde.
But she's very fair and she's definitely has like warm tones, fair, warm skin, fair blonde hair, all natural. I don't really think that she necessarily has to color her hair or anything
Yeah,
like
I have
that.
no problem with her hair color because I think that's
Right.
her.
And then against this very, this nice, delicate, warm is this strappy white dress with a black tie. And it
With a
just
white
looks,
tablecloth. Can
it
we
looks
be honest? It was
terrible. I
lace.
was just, come
It was
on.
ugly white lace and had a black bow. And I'm thinking, this has been done. I mean, just a strapless gown with a bow at the waist. There was nothing special about the style.
No, and
The
it's just the
shape
color
was
was
lovely.
so, just drained her, drained her. I was so mad when I saw
Didn't
that.
even, I mean, it looked like you could have picked it off the rack at J.C. Penney. Let's
Like,
just be honest.
honestly, the Ariana Grande's dress color would be better on her.
Yes,
I would
yes.
not put the white on Ariana, so that doesn't go
And
on.
Ariana's dress was redeeming in that it was a structural
Oh, it
article
was a work of art, like
and it was
no doubt.
beautiful. And the look of her makeup and everything definitely went with that dress. But Elle Fanning, it's just
It's
like,
just
I
no, she looks
don't know
sick.
what you were thinking with a black green type bow around your waist.
Yeah,
Is this the
yeah.
prom? Did I miss something? Is this the
I again, I don't understand. I just don't get it. So maybe somebody, maybe I don't know fashion design as far as names. So I could never say, oh well, I see why it's a so and so. It just was
well, girl, it looked
terrible.
like Gunny Sacks 1988 is what that looked like.
Yeah. All
Like
right. Another
terrible.
one. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, so I had the same kind of Emma Stone.
We're gonna have to debate that one.
Oh, really? You liked
Uh-huh.
her in that?
Uh-huh. To an
No,
extent.
no, no.
Was it my favorite on her? No, but there was something about
Oh,
it that worked with me because it was so harmonious with her colors. I think there's better colors for her, but I didn't. I'm here for it.
you know what? I'm not, and here's why. So Emma Stone has some pretty saturated coloring about her. Whether she goes blonde or whether she goes red, I know there's a whole thing out there about what color her real hair is. But she got these bright eyes and she can pull off a beautiful red lip. And then she puts on that what we saw over and over again, right? That pale kind of blushing skin tone. And I just feel like it took everything out of her.
She does. She likes that color, though. Again, we've seen you
Yes.
in it, Emma. That would be my thing, unless it's your. And maybe she considers it a signature color.
I
I
think honestly, I think it's just the trend. I mean, there's a lot of like nude type of like skin toned kind of colors out on the red carpet last night, and I feel like maybe she did just because it's on trend. I mean, I'm wondering if that's part of it. It's just that it's on trend, and so
it was
it's a
called
beautiful
one of
dress.
the
It was a
notable
beautiful
looks.
cut and dress. I just did not love it on her. I just didn't.
It was called one of the most notable looks last night by other
That's
people.
true.
So I just don't. The cut on it was interesting. It definitely like it looked like it was made for her body.
That I would agree. Like as far as like if you're gonna get everything right, everything was right. But in my opinion,
But
I
the
wanted more
dress
color
that
on
was
her.
similar to that I thought worked much better, that we can give a good comparison to, is Ariana Grande. She went with a nude, almost a light copper that was very similar to her skin tone. But this is what happens, guys. Not Ariana Grande, Selena Gomez. Lord have
Oh,
mercy.
Celine, see, but I thought that was fabulous.
It was because, and here's the difference, guys. She
Hmm.
has that very dark hair, and
Yeah,
we're creating contrast. Even though the color was very close to her skin,
yeah.
because her hair contrasted. Now, I would not have put that necklace with it. I thought the necklace was silvery and
A
cool
little
feeling.
over top, yeah.
And
But I mean, her
chocolate
makeup was on
diamond.
point though, man. It's like when if you're gonna do something that monochromatic, I feel like you said, the contrast bringing in with the hair and then the makeup along with it, it was fabulous. I think maybe part of what I don't like about Emma Stone's look is that her makeup was also very, very fair and pale, and everything just kind of washed out. And
That's her jam, though. She always
yeah,
does fair pair. But I
okay.
mean, Selena Gomez does own a makeup company, you know. Did you know that?
That's true. I
Rare
forgot.
Beauty. I mean, and they've got some fantastic products. Shout out to Rare Beauty. But imagine that dress with chocolate diamonds.
Oh yeah, nice.
I felt the necklace just broke up this beautiful
Yeah,
bronze goddess thing she had going on. But I was here for it. And that's a good way to show nude on one person versus a nude color on
yeah,
another person.
totally. All right, give me
I,
another miss. Got one more?
well, yeah, her name was Connie Nielsen.
I don't remember that
I
one,
don't
but
even know who she was, but I used her an example in our group last time because she was very golden tan. I mean, girl got spray tan like none other. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, but
that's
she's very blonde and she had this very golden tan on. And she wore this pale pink and then threw on
hmm,
this gosh awful diamond and look like faux emerald necklace. I mean, they don't even look like they're real emeralds. I mean, they're just a little too bright. So you got a lot going on. She reads warm to me from head to toe, warm hair, warm skin. She may not be that warm minus the spray tan, but girls, all tans aren't the same. And when you do your faux tan, you need to make sure you get one
yeah,
that is the color you need to be. The dress is uber cool. It is
yeah,
pale, icy pink cool. That only looks good on very cool people. I'll die on that hill. And then it was very soft.
yeah.
So you get this tan golden body, this soft, cool pink. And then she throws on a bright necklace. So you had warm, cool,
Yeah, just a whole hot mess of stuff.
then you
Yeah.
had soft and bright. And then her lipstick was way darker than the pale pink dress. The earrings and the necklace did not coordinate. It was a fail to me from head to toe. Her boobs are coming out of the top. Now, the one thing I did like was she was doing the little panty moment, which we know the little panty shorts with an overlay is everything. And if I was 22 and a size 2, I would be rocking that
Right?
with some tights and I would be thinking I was living my best life. My mom would have been so upset, but I'm here for that look. I love it. I'm not sure we should go around in panties with no overlay or hosiery, but like the little panty with the tights, love it. But she, whew, like it was so bad. I used her an training example in our group.
All right.
Who you got next?
I'm gonna move on to wins.
Okay, wins in the
So,
department.
okay. So, Gal Gadot, of course, I have a huge crush on her, Wonder Woman, and she wore red and it was just fabulous. Just gorgeous.
And it was the
Gorgeous.
right red,
Hmm?
the right red.
It was the right red. It was everything. And just, she is just a, she's a very tall, statuesque woman. And that was just, she was like walking in like a queen. It was absolutely gorgeous. So that red was perfect for her.
And the styling and everything just went along with it.
Gorgeous. I want to be her. I wanna
I
be-
thought, and I don't know if I'm going to say this right, a knock yai.
Yeah, you know what?
Very,
Forgive us for any mispronunciations, listeners. We're not, yeah,
I don't know her, and I'm not seeing whatever movie she was in,
yeah.
but she's a very, very, very dark bronze beauty. I mean,
Hmm.
like just the most chocolatey, gorgeous skin. It has some warmth to it. There's some gold tones in there. And she wore this bronzy, I would call it, yeah, bronze,
Yeah,
with a chocolate feather boa.
gorgeous.
Kill me. When have you ever seen a chocolate feather boa? The color story, it was just like you had her beautiful golden brown skin, her this goldy bronzy copper situation in the dress. It was very simple, just straight cut across the top. And then those feathers that just were a darker brown than her skin.
Yeah,
God,
beautiful.
color story.
That's
That's new.
monochromatic, like at a high. That's like a high end style level. That's
Yeah, when have you ever
gorgeous.
seen that before? And
Yeah,
that's what it should be on the red carpet. Have you ever seen this before? Never seen that before.
no, I love it. I love. I mean, I want brown feather. Oh, I look ridiculous in it, but well, then speaking of dark skin, I'm gonna butcher this person's name too, and please forgive me, listeners. But Lupita Nyong'o,
Nyong'o, I think, something like
she's got very, very black skin, like a very black blue
that.
skin, and I mean, although she does it herself or her stylists get it right, but they put her in these pale colors and it's just gorgeous because she needs that contrast. I've seen her in pale blue. Last night she was in, I think it was white. If it wasn't white, it was a very pale
It was a white
color.
dress that had almost some Chanel
It,
inspiration because it had the tweed in there,
yeah, it had something
like
else to it.
silver, and then the straps were pearls, but they were a little bit of a creamy pearl. This wasn't blue white. It was a
Right.
very delicate off white. It was just
But
lovely. And
man, on her
oh,
skin, it was just, I'm such a fan of her. And I just love that when she dresses like that with the higher contrasts, just wow,
I didn't
stunning.
love the lipstick. I would have loved to have seen her in a bright
Mm.
orangey lipstick with it. She wore kind of a little berry wine situation. Not awful. It was okay, but man, would the other have really popped.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen her in a bright lipstick
I
though. Maybe
think
it's not
she
her
could go with
style. You
I think
know, I
she
don't,
could go with it for sure.
yeah. Okay.
Um, we're gonna fight about this one, and I'm
Okay.
gonna go
Good.
back to what I
Good.
originally said a little bit because I think it depends. The photo I'm looking at today is very different than what I saw last night on television, and that's our boy Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. Okay. I loved it. I
Last night he
loved
looked like a
it.
banana. It just looked like a
No.
banana. It was too soft. It was cloudy. But now the photo I'm seeing on the red carpet was a very crisp lemon chiffon
That's
yellow.
what I was looking at, the crisp lemon
His eyes are
chiffon.
shining. So I just need to know which is the real color because the banana cream pie last night was making him look dead. But now I'm still going to say, do you not think that yellow makes him look a little yellowish himself?
No, I loved it. I loved everything about it. And I think it's because I don't know his personality, but he's such an entertainer, he's such a showman. I just thought it was playful, it was fun, it was completely different from
I'm
what
going to give
everybody
him
else
props,
had.
but it's completely different and unexpected. But
And I mean, it was well done. So I personally like the color on him. Would it have been my top pick? Maybe not, but it was so well done. Like, I don't know, the detail, the whole thing. I just thought it was super fun. Better
I
than
give him props for doing it. I don't know what the hell happened to his hair last night.
no, the hair was but again, I think
This
it's part of his personality. I
This
don't know.
photo we're looking at today, though, his hair looks fantastic. But by the time he sat in his seat, it looked like
He just
he
maybe
was
got
that
mauled
kid
by
in
the
middle
crowd.
school whose mom got his hair cut and he didn't know what to do because he's known for having some great haircuts. I mean, he really plays with that texture and the length. And I know it was shorter for some of his scenes in the Bob Dylan movie, but um, I think Timothy Coleman. I can do you better, boy. That's what I got to say about Timothy Chalamet.
He's amazing. He's so much fun. So much fun. All right.
Um,
Let's see. I'm looking at my list as I'm looking down. If you're wondering why I'm not looking at the camera. Okay, Michelle Yeoh in her royal blue.
she nails it. Who's her stylist? Michelle Yeoh. We need to know because you kill it. You come right every time.
This is a bright royal blue on an Asian woman that's got that, black hair and I think probably a little bit of olive skin. But man, she is just a beautiful woman. And that dress was like on point, just
And this
right
brings the
there.
point that warm people can wear royal blue. Step aside.
Oh gosh, well, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to tell in all the photos if she really is warm. She could be cool. I can't really tell, but that looked amazing. The whole thing looked absolutely stunning on. I wish I could wear a dress like you could wear a dress like that. You'd
Oh,
be amazing in that royal blue.
I have
Oh my
royal
gosh.
blue because I think
Audible
too people
gasp.
have to understand some of the choices these people make. I know when I was in a situation where I appeared on stage and walked in a dress in earlier years of my life that I really spent before I got to walk that stage, I spent a lot of time studying what looked good and what didn't. And some of these colors are chosen for that kind of thing. What looks good on a stage from a distance?
Yeah.
How does a dress move on a stage? Because that's very different than what are you wearing to a dinner party or what are you being just still photography or
Mhm.
it's a different
True.
situation. And I think royal blue is one of those that can be very stunning, especially if there's a sea of like silver, gold, and black.
Right.
You come with
Exactly.
a color like that and you're going to look amazing. It can be poorly done, but it's got so much richness. It can be very well done. And
Speaking of us,
royal blue is I consider it one of the universal colors.
it is, but this one was like a bright, like this was,
It was beautiful.
it was
And there was
gorgeous.
not a lot of, there wasn't anything, what's the word? Surf,
Oh, this will be
superfluous.
fun. She's gonna come up
Superfluous.
with a word for everyone. She's gonna
I
make up a
couldn't,
word.
making up a word. Superfluous. I just couldn't say what I was trying to say. Superfluous. Superfluous. There was nothing gaudy or extra added to the
Right.
dress. Just right. And
Just elegant. Yep.
she does that every single time. That is her MO. Now, what I know you loved Demi Moore's dress.
I did. I did love
I
Demi
love
Moore.
I love the silver on her because her skin is so golden looking in the photo.
Oh, I don't
Now,
think so.
probably fake because I think she's a fair girl.
I
I
think
think
she's
she's
cool.
cool.
So yeah, she could have had some bronzer on or something like that. I didn't love. So here's the thing: the ones that wore the silver sequiny, sparkly look, and there was quite a few women that owned that trend. I felt hers was up there that it worked well enough. I would have still wished I had seen her in something different. Honestly, I felt like it was a little bit borderline too pale, but it was still very beautiful
I
on
just
her.
think she either got her sunless tanner wrong or we're wrong and she's not cool. But the silver and her skin were not in harmony to me. And
Okay.
that's what I'm going to say about Demi Moore.
Okay.
Seen your
But let's
chest plants. I've seen your toned arms. I've seen it. Can we just do something different? I'm so bored. I'm so bored. That movie wore me the stop out. It had some great themes, but it just felt so overdone to me.
Yeah, but maybe that's
It
just,
made me
I don't
tired.
know. I think she
It maybe made me
struggles. I feel
tired.
like this actress in particular struggles with age and as far as feeling like she's going to age out and I think tries extra hard
That's
too.
what the movie was all about. And then here she is doing it. Let me show you
Yeah.
how fit I am. And you can clearly see, like, which turns to the side, that breast implant is sitting there as if you cut open a watermelon and stuck it to her chest. There's no slope. It looks ridiculous.
Mm,
Again, no excuse for not having the best implants in the business. I mean, Beverly Hills, Dr. Terry Dubrow. I mean, there's no excuse. She is very fit and she looks great for her age. And that long, luscious hair. I'd kind of like to see some different hair on her at this stage of life. She has a very angular face. I mean, I'm not distant. It sounds like I am, but you're to me freaking more. I need more from you. I need some,
But you know
but
what though? That silvery trend, I loved, loved, loved it on Mindy Kaling. I just
oh,
thought.
Wait, don't miss my girl Halle Berry.
Oh, and you know, I have both up there. Halle
Halle
Berry, Mindy
Berry.
Kaling, both just rocked it. You know what I think the difference is? I really actually think one of the differences between Demi Moore wearing that same silver to them is that they have darker skin. It's not
Mhm.
super dark, but it's enough of a pigment in their skin that it's really making that dress and the silver look like it's
If
there.
her skin had been porcelain, it would
Wouldn't
have
work.
worked for me probably. But no,
Right. I think
this
that's the biggest difference. I didn't notice that until looking at my notes going, well, that's a key difference right there.
it's a straight thing.
So,
But now Halle Berry, I've been riding for that girl a very long time. I remember being like in my 20s and going to my hairstylist and asking for my hair to look like Halle Berry. She pointed out to me that I was indeed not black, nor was my hair, it's kinky curly. And I'm like, but I love her and I want to look like her. I think she is one of the most just
she's beautiful.
phenomenally
Yeah.
beautiful women on the planet. She looks, and she doesn't feel to me like she's had too much done. She's just, I think she is aging like a dream. Not that we're ageist around here, but girl, I mean, she just looks
Yeah.
fantastic. And the dress, the fit, the length, everything was right about that dress. And I don't know what the trend was. I don't like when we have several dresses that are similar on the red carpet. I thought that was a little bit of a miss. I'm not,
Well,
but they
I didn't even know that
know
silver sequiny dresses were a
it's a
trend, but
mirrored.
clearly they were because there was a lot of them.
It's
So
a mirrored look. I would wear that in a t-shirt kind of situation, like it's a shirt cut like a t-shirt with the mirrors on. You wear that with jeans. I'm here for
that'd be,
that. I
that'd
maybe
be so
that's a
you.
trend.
Oh my
I'm about to
God.
find out, but it was little mirrors, and hers were just so beautifully placed and
Hmm.
so not overdone. I mean,
Yeah.
she looked like a statue, a building. It was
Yep.
just so just perfection, perfection.
All right, let's talk about oh wait, did I write it down? Who's the guy that you were like, I love it, and I'm like, hell's no?
Jeremy Strong, you shut your mouth because I love that man
That
and
is
I ride for him every dang day that I see him.
that's
I think this
fine. You can
guy,
love him, but what the I'm sorry.
nope,
No,
nope, nope. It
no,
was
nope.
great.
That was
We were
terrible.
fine. I loved it. I loved the cut, the color. It was
Uh,
very similar to his hair color.
that's why I don't like it.
I've asked other people and they thought it was great too.
Hey, for the woman who like literally tells me on a daily basis how much you hate mustard yellows and peanut beige kind of colors, and you love this, I just
It
don't
was
get it.
gray. What a picture are you looking at? It was gray.
It was not gray, it was like a brown.
No, look again. It was a
No, I
silver
will
gray
not
that
look.
matched his hair. I was looking at him
Okay,
live.
so maybe it's the same thing with the banana cream and the lemon chiffon. Like,
May
did
have
I
been
get the wrong
because
photo? Because it was like this brownie beige color. It was
before.
terrible. I'm gonna look it
No,
up right now, listeners.
last night,
I'm gonna look it
I
up right
gotta see
now.
what the photos are saying today.
Okay, give me the name again. Give me the
Jeremy Strong.
Jeremy Strong Oscars. Okay. So what I'm looking at right now is this like beigey gray color. Let me see if I can find another image of it. Hmm. Nope, that's still brown to me. That's brown. I do not see it. I do not see gray at all. I'm gonna post
I
these
think
on
on
my
the red
blog.
carpet it's coming through browner, but I think it was really like a taupe color.
Okay, well,
And look
taupe
at
is
how it's
still not
look at his
gray.
eyes. They're the same color. Oh, and that
No, it's
tie
terrible.
situation, I'm here for it. I think look at the fit of that tux too. And this whole satiny lapel with the little bit less.
Okay, I like the satiny lapel. The satiny lapel is really nice, but I do not dig the color. I just feel like you have someone like Robbie Downey Jr. walking around and like this and like
Don't you start on
commanding the
him yet. He's
thing.
mine to discuss. I love that man. You cannot have, I get to talk about him. But Jeremy Strong, it matched his eyes or something. There was something magical about. Plus, let's just talk about. I think he has whoever his stylist is. I'd love to know Jeremy Strong because that man has some freaking looks, and he never looks like anyone else.
It's
It's
just
always unusual. It's edgy, which you know is my personal style type.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
mean,
can I can
there's
I can
not much I
hear
don't love about some Jeremy Strong. They're calling it olive green. It did not olive
Thank
green
you.
person. It was beautiful with his hair and eyes.
I just didn't love it. I love, here's the thing. I hear
Well,
you,
last
all the
week he
things.
wore
It's
pajamas.
edgy, it's well done, it's beautiful. It just would, I just
I will give him a
not what I want to
knock
see in a
though,
suit.
because last week he wore pajamas. They were green pajamas. It
So
had
this is
a
an
bow
upgrade.
tie and a
Got
tight
it.
waist. It was a little bit Asian. So that's his one knock. He really redeemed himself this week. I love it. But
Okay.
okay,
All right.
let's move into kind of the style portion of the
Yeah.
evening
Because we're going
because
to talk
I
about
just
men
want to
now.
say that the men owned the night for me as far as fashion. I've never seen an event where there were so many men that just weren't, a lot of times they just put on a tux and they show up
Yeah.
and it's a tux. They took some risk. They dialed up the notches on those tuxedos. I've never, it gives me chills because I'm a lover of fashion. And I just thought they owned the night, to be honest. I thought they overshadowed
I
the
mean,
women.
and I love it because I mean, if you think about it, when you think about, I think it's easy to assume that dresses you could go in any which way and be unique on the red carpet and stand out in your own way because you can go short, long, puffy, all the things, all the
Mhm.
materials, and it's really easy to make an assumption that traditionally a man is going to wear a tux and it's going to be pants and a jacket and it doesn't seem like you can get that creative, but they did really well. And there were some very interesting looks that I thought, wow, I'm in for it.
Okay, so
I
you can
agree.
talk about my boys. So other than him, who you want to talk about?
I
Oh,
want to talk about
there's Jeremy Strong, one of the 10 best men. Yeah, yeah, I
okay, yeah,
told you.
you just need to stop that right now. I just don't even right
Loved it.
who's the guy with the sash around his waist? Why
That
can't I
he was from Coleman Domingo. He was from the
Yeah, Coleman Domingo right here. Yeah. That was fabulous. I loved it. I loved it because it was just so different. So just like what you were saying about your guy, your Jeremy Strong with his uh olive
beautiful.
green suit. But no, I love the red and the black. I thought that was really sharp. I liked the tie around the waist. I was a huge fan of that look. Have you seen it? You're looking it up now, aren't you?
No, I'd seen it. It was the red and black with
Yeah, with
the
red and black. It's
now.
fabulous.
I would have liked to just take one thing off, maybe. Like
Yeah, there
if
was a lot going on.
if he took the belt away, I wouldn't be mad. Yep. Number two, best look, Jeremy Strong, and he's
Yeah.
Loro Piana. And those loafers, there he is. There's my boy Jeremy. I just love him.
You
Oh,
can, you know
Jeremy.
what? Just because the interweb says number two does not, no,
You
sorry.
want to talk about some color theory? Let's talk about Andrew Garfield in the men. In a brown girl, chocolatey, milk chocolately, gorgeous tones of brown, a lot of sheen, which brown really benefits
Oh
from
yeah, no, I saw
sheen.
him. I loved it.
I was dead because it was just give him a,
I
I mean,
know he looked, and
boy,
he's standing next to Goldie Hawn, who's also a golden goddess. I thought the two together looked really good.
it was Gucci with David Yurman jewelry.
Yeah,
But let's talk about because he has very warm hair. It's a very warm brown, a little bit of
yeah.
red in it. The beard's the same color. And he basically matched his hair, which you and I are going to argue about, but I'm a fan of matching that hair.
No, I think in this case, for me, this works so much better. Maybe because it's just a little bit more of a has more presence and than the olive green suit. But there's one thing I don't love about his look. He
What?
has everything to me is like color wise on point. It's really bothering me that his shirt's unbuttoned.
Not bothering me at
It's
all.
really bothering me.
And I'll
It's
tell you
like it's
why.
kind of like drapey and I don't know. I don't love it.
I'm okay with it because, and this is if this one element was missing, I would have thought it didn't work because he is a beard down the
Okay.
lower of his face. To me, it's harmonious and brought some color. Versus if he didn't have that dark
There you
beard
go.
on his
That's what it
chin,
is. Yep.
he would have needed something to come up higher in my mind. But the
I
beard is
like it.
almost working like a garment or an accessory for
Yeah.
me.
No, okay. I like it. Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good pull. Love it.
Okay, people are talking a lot about Omar Apollo, and I just thought it was too much.
I'm looking now while we talk
He's the
because
one
some of
that
it I
wore the
did
little
miss.
headpiece like he's at a Kennedy funeral, which I can appreciate because I always wanted to dress like that for a
Oh, I
funeral.
didn't get it. I didn't know that was his name. I saw him. I don't get it. I
He went, it's too much.
I just
Any one
don't.
of those. Now, it was Valentino, but
But I mean, was he making a statement or it's just that here's the thing. The headpiece, I don't get, but we'll just chalk it up to creativity and then you can do whatever you want on the red carpet. But then we've got the polka dot shirt, the check scarf tie
and a
thing. Like
brooch.
it's a lot.
And a brooch. It
And
just
then the
it
brooch, a little
just taken
lizardy brooch. Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I needed to take away two elements, and we would have been had different.
And then earrings too. And he's got these earrings going on too. It's a lot going on right there.
Now, just because I just found it, but your boy Timothy was wearing Givenchy. Okay, let's talk about Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about
It's Prada, and I love a print like none other. And I do appreciate the color harmony in the outfit. And I have to tell you, Jeff Goldblum is my husband's like
okay.
icon,
Okay.
mentor. He wants to be Jeff Goldblum. But I loved it like that corsage mirrored some of the colors in the look, but it for me, it wasn't the right print, and the black bow tie ruined it.
There's a lot going on with this outfit. And I'm just like when Ariana showed up on the red carpet looking more like her Wicked character, I feel like he looks like his Wicked character also. Like
Okay,
he
fair.
looks like the wizard. And I don't know. I'm not a real fan of what he wore. I think maybe it just matches his personality because he does seem like
You
that
had
kind of
that
guy.
top.
But
If that shirt was a stripe in the cream, the black, and the lilac,
yeah.
that would have been stunning.
Yeah, but it's
It was distracting. And if something's distracting you from looking at the person,
yeah.
that's not what I really want. It's Prada, do your thing, but
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I just didn't love it. It was just a little bit, it's crazy. And he obviously was enjoying himself and having fun in the look, but I didn't get it. I was like, didn't do anything for me, for him.
okay.
That, and by the way, I think the blazer is a cream color, and
Yeah.
I don't think that does anything for me either.
No, because he's salt and pepper. So
Yeah,
you
I would almost want
immediately
to
have
see
conflict.
a white blazer instead. So the whole thing is just, he had fun, but I didn't love it at all. Definitely
What do you
not.
think about Adrian Brody with the brooch?
Oh yeah, I think I know you're talking about. Listeners, I'm
I
literally
loved
looking these
it.
up as she's saying them now because she watched all of it and I didn't. So, oh, the brooch.
He hated it.
I
I
don't
love
know. Obviously, brooches are trending this
it.
season on the
Girl.
red carpet, but I don't get it. Do you get it?
I liked it. I was here for it because his entire, if you look at that tuxedo, it couldn't have fit any better if it was his skin. And he has very dark features. So the
Yeah,
classic,
I think maybe it just looks like it's just misplaced. I
it,
don't know
I
how
get
it would. It's a
because it
large
does
brooch.
hang there a little bit, but I appreciate that he did bring an accessory to the party and that it was even though it was large, it was somewhat simple and it just kept
Yeah,
with the
I
black
love this actor.
and white. I thought the tuxedo was a beautiful cut. Let's see. Oh, it was
Yeah,
Armani. No wonder. Armani, man, he can cut some men's clothes. Can
yeah.
you not?
So I mean, yeah, I don't not like it. It just it's a look that I'm not used to seeing on a man, to be honest with you. And that doesn't mean anything except traditionally we don't see brooches on tuxes. So I'm loving the
I
trend.
mean, Ducal did the same thing.
Yeah. So
It
I'm
was
loving that trend. I'm just not used to
it looked
seeing
like
it. That's
almost
all.
the same
Yeah.
brooch. It was a thing. Brooches had a moment last night.
They
I'll tell you what
did.
I didn't care for was Bow and Yang. He
Hmm.
this on it's what he wore on the red carpet that I didn't care for. It was like this leather jacket with embroidery, which I would love anywhere else. I think it's a beautiful piece. But then he wore a pink, like 1985, when the tuxedo shirts had the ruffles on them. And I don't even see any pink in the
Oh,
jacket. So
yeah.
when you're wearing a pink shirt to begin with, and it looks like a mismatch between that almost boho type feel of the jacket, and then you got this, to me, it was just a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a little confusing. It's a little confusing. I'm not loving it.
Now we saw
Um,
several double breasted tuxedos on the men. I was here for that. I did not care for Edvin Writings. I don't even know what he was doing. I don't know what he was doing, but let's talk about two of my favorite looks and what we really saw standing out because
All
it
right.
actually goes over to a trend we're seeing. One of my absolute favorites was my boy RDJ, Robert Downey Jr. Again, been
Yeah,
riding for him since 1980 something. Back in the day, me and my girlfriend, I had to send her a text. I said, "Our boy, our boy,"
I love him so much.
and
Love.
he is such a great comeback story to me. Of because he could have succumbed to cocaine and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's really a cool person too. If you watch the documentary about him and his dad, so I'm a fan, but that tuxedo with the flare leg, and that's the one detail I really wanted to talk about from a style perspective. We saw flare legs several times on the men, and I'm here for it. And it goes back to that Super Bowl jeans that we saw. Remember
Sorry, I was coughing. Yes,
that
yes.
flare
Sorry.
leg? Um, and I think it's just really something that is we're going to see on the men. And we've had this for men. What has been trending on these stars on that celebrity red carpet for quite some time was that pistol legged, slightly too short.
Yeah, yeah, you're
And
right.
I
On the
love
men,
that,
yeah.
but we
Hmm.
need to switch it up. Fashion always needs to be switched up. So Robert Downey Jr. had all the details in his
Yeah,
ties.
I really feel like he's the guy that's going to show up like in on trend. Do you know what I mean? Like just feel like that's his personality to do that.
It was all black, black on black, which I wouldn't really usually love, but the
He's got a
black had
brooch on too.
sequined, yeah, a little brooch. There was everything, but it was the cut for me on his with that flare leg. Now his had the flare leg with the slit in front. I'll admit I'm not a slit on the leg girl. Some people are, but he wore this kind of clunky shoe with it, but it was a patent shiny situation. So it was like I'm dressed for this kind of red carpet, but I'm going to throw in some edge. And his wife
Yeah,
looked like a dream too, Susan.
yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. Just say, who else was it? Oh, my boy Kieran McCalkin. What'd you think?
I don't know yet. I'll let you know in just 1 second.
Loved his
Oh,
tie.
you're calling them out. 1 second. Jeez.
It was again. Well, I studied all this last night.
I know I
He
didn't.
pins on again. It was all black on black, but the detailing on the tuxedo
Oh,
was
yes.
he
Yeah.
had on a great. It looked like a suede little dress boot. Loved it.
Well, and it's not really, is it really black on black? It looks, no, I guess it is. In different lights, it looks like it's almost dark
And
gray.
here's what happened: the men played with the textures.
Yeah, I think that's
If
what
you
it
notice,
is.
a lot of them did a lapel that had a lot of light reflection and then less in the body of the tuxedo. It might have been a wool or a satin, a wool or some type of silk, but then the lapel might have been satin, something like that. I'm not great on fabric descriptions, but you get the idea. And that play of texture and different sheen made those looks really stand out because you can see the detail. And details do us nothing if nobody can see them. But you ready for my men's winner of the night?
Go
And he's
for it.
Paul Tazewell. Go look it up. He's a costume designer, so he should have won this category. But just let me say, those who won in the hair and makeup category, they need some hair and makeup. They looked like a hot mess. But what won in that
Oh,
category
yeah, look at this. That is
prosthetics.
sharp. What is it? What is going on with it? Like, it's like a,
It's one of those like old timey, like royalty tie
right.
scarf situations around the neck, and then a brooch.
And then that silver brooch. Yeah, that's fantastic on him.
Cummerbund, but
Fantastic.
look at the cummerbund. It's not a normal cummerbund. Then you go down and look at that leg on that trouser. Look at that leg. Y'all, this was, he looked like he should be a costume designer. I'm like, you are the right guy. And it was everything,
Yeah,
everything,
he looks
everything,
very
everything.
handsome.
So he gets my men's favorite look of the night.
All right, all right. Well, let's talk about well, let's switch to wait, do you have another guy?
Nope, that's all I
All
have to
right,
say.
well, let's switch to to probably your worst pick of the night, Gail.
Um, Jeff Goldblum was one of my most hated men's looks.
No, 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 no. I mean, for the women, we talked about her, Queen Latifah.
Mm. Who did that to our queen? That's what I was asking myself. I was so upset for her last night because in fashion, we talk a lot about you don't want anything just looks like it was thrown on thoughtlessly at the last minute. And that's what that cape looked like to me. It looks like they took a jacket, none of it her color. The girl's as gold as you can be. And wasn't it kind of grayish?
Now, wait. So I didn't even know she had a cape on. Stand
Oh,
on.
I'm talking about what she wore when she sang.
Oh, when she sang. Okay, so let's be clear. The dress she wore on the red carpet, which was a red dress, she looked fabulous. Like she looked
Yes.
she looked beautiful. But yeah, then she performed and I don't understand
No,
what
it was
she's
gold. I'm
wearing.
sorry, it was gold. So I didn't mind the color as much.
I don't even really understand. I'm looking at the picture now too, and I don't really get it. Like I don't she's obviously
It
making
looked
a
like they went to the mall
statement.
and bought this jacket and then decided we'll put this poofy cape on her and we'll cover up her entire head. We'll make it heavy so it's pulling the jacket in the back. It's disjointed from the jacket. The fabric looks not expensive. This photo here is a little better, but to me it looked very much.
Well, but I think was there a point to it? I wonder if the listeners even know. It was too costumey. It couldn't possibly be a look as much as a costume for the performance.
Well, she was singing Quincy Jones' Easy on Down the Road, but then she had black on the bottom. It was wearing her because the jacket was also long.
Yeah, it was
And then you
strange,
had
right?
this fabric, and we talk about you when you as a designer use too much fabric somewhere, you make people look fat, you make people look the whole garment feel very heavy. And if you look at her, you're like, where's her little head? Where's her little head and all that? It was just such a miss for such a beautiful, talented queen.
Yeah,
I,
because again, the dress on the red carpet was gorgeous. I just Googled what's up with her outfit, but nobody's talking about the outfit on stage. There's lots of photos of it. I don't get it.
well, it was it to me. That's a true sadness because it was such a miss for such a woman who is iconic. I mean, who doesn't love Queen Latifah? And
Right.
you send her out, and she's not just making a presentation, she is doing a full on performance. Do you know how many people got to do a performance? I mean, it's a handful, and you come out looking like that compared to our girls, Ariana and
Yeah.
Cynthia Erivo's performance. Can we talk about Cynthia Erivo's dress? That girl knows how to make a statement. I love it. She dressed the part, it was breathtaking, but she is such a stunner that it never overwhelms her
Right. Oh, okay. Hold
like
on.
a floral piece attached to a dress. That's a performance dress. Now the necklace wasn't my favorite, but the dress.
Oh, the dress.
Oh,
Oh, she looks beautiful in both the dress and her
oh.
red carpet dress. Look at her.
Who is her stylist? They're calling
God,
it a wedding dress. They're
she
saying,
is something. She is another one that has that statuesque like presence about her. I just think she is just so exotic and so beautiful. And I loved her in the black dress because it's so sculptural and architectural on her. But I did not notice the floral dress. It's also very beautiful.
it is. I mean,
Princess.
it's the Oscars you're performing. So you got her in this, and then you got poor Queen Latifah. Queen, call Cynthia and get the number of her stylist. All right. Now, also in the performance piece, Ariana Grande wore a ruby red
Yeah,
dress.
which was so much better. If we could have
It
just
was
fixed her
better.
hair, it would have been even better.
But if you look around her hairline, there's something, just stop with this ridiculous hair color.
Yeah,
You can see from her roots, this is not her hair color.
yeah.
It's a mess. And this is something we talk to our clients about. Most people don't need to deviate far from their natural hair color. I stand on that. I've seen it over and over again. And you just wind up with weird things like this. Like that's a weird hair color.
Yeah.
Going back
Yeah,
to
I don't
Cynthia
know. And
Erivo,
she's been pulling it back very, very severe, which makes her look very, very pale. Um,
again, we've seen it. We've seen it. Like
but
me,
nevertheless, that red
with
ruby dress
Ariana.
on her was so much better than the red carpet dress.
Mm.
Just that was the right way to go to bring her back some life to her coloring. So
And Cynthia Erivo's dress on the red carpet was a structural
yeah,
masterpiece.
it had a
It,
sharp collar this way and then a very wide off the shoulder this way. I mean, it was just super fun. I didn't actually think I think she's has such a presence about her that it didn't wear her, even though it was a very large dimensional dress. I just
you
thought
got
it
to
was so
know that
good.
about yourself. If you're a tall, statuesque woman with that bold personality, because she's matching it with those nails and those
Yeah, super
73
fun. Yeah.
earrings, you can't do that and then be quiet and demure in
No,
every other part. It doesn't work. And that's where fashion and styling should match your personality. It should be an extension of you. It shouldn't just be wearing you.
right.
And so takeaways for the girl on the street. What are your takeaways that you would say, we look at this and we apply it to the woman on the street in what way?
Right. That's a no. So I would say obviously know your colors, but also pay attention to your overall contrast. So a lot of the things that Gail and I both addressed tonight that we both instinctively didn't like when we saw the person is because the contrast wasn't right. If somebody naturally has deeper tones and a little bit of a higher contrast, and you put on something that literally matches their skin, you took away all the drama that they might have been hoping to bring by being on, on trend or on point with what the dress they're wearing. And so that's why I loved Ariana in that dress when she goes on stage, because it brings back that needed contrast and color and presence that she was lacking on the carpet. So I think it's really pay attention to your overall tones. Even if you don't know exactly what your color palette is, if you've got dark tones, don't go walking around in a pale pastel. It's just going to wash you out in
It's
most
very hard.
cases.
Okay, some of my takeaways are for you girls who have cool color type, we don't look good in fleshy. We don't look good when you match our skin tone. We need more differentiation than that.
Yep.
But I think for the warm girls, though, what can be lovely is to look at your skin tone and then go deeper in the tone that your skin is.
Yep.
So your skin's a beautiful bronzy gold undertone or something. Go deeper
Yep.
on that same shade, which if y'all don't understand, that's how colors work. You have color, and Jen's taught me so much about this because I was born with the eye. Jen was born with science, and we make a great team. But like if you look at wedges of color on a color wheel and you start with lighter colors in the middle, or you start with a deep color on that side, it's the addition of making a color lighter or darker, but it's within the same tone, the same shade. So
Right.
what I mean with that, a great example was a Selena Gomez, because she's taken that bronzy skin she has, but going several shades deeper. So she's not high contrast because she has a lot of contrast, but she's not like a girl with
No, I don't
fair
think she's got
skin black.
that. She's not super high. No, I think,
No,
yeah.
not super high, but she does have dark hair and golden skin. But she stayed in that warmth.
Yeah. Very
So
pretty.
that's a great thing for you warm girls to do, is just go several shades deeper in that same warm color, and you can wear that color.
Yeah.
I think also seeing that knowing your best color makes such a difference in how you show up, because everything else works. And when it's a wrong color, it's a fight to make it work. And most women,
Yep.
when we get up in the morning, that's part of the reason we're so passionate about what we do. We want you to get up in the morning and get dressed easily. Like my clients, that's what they tell me all the time. It's so easy to get dressed because
Yeah.
everything in my closet works. And when you build a closet around your best colors, I like to say, I'm going to make it hard for you to make a mistake.
Right.
And so when you don't have to get up and fight, when you get up and put on a color that's not your best, you are fighting for your life every minute. You're trying to make that work with your hair, your skin. I think
Right.
also with the lesson of quit changing your hair color so radically, Ariana Grande, we're still talking to you, girl. I love the men seeing the flare leg coming off the Super Bowl. Why is
Yep.
that? Why is he skipping Lamar? What's his name? Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar's look from the Super Bowl got those jeans sold out, by the way, immediately. The
Oh
flare.
my gosh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh, yeah. They were talking on the interwebs, all the style places were talking about which jean that was. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I want to say it was Paige
I was
Dennis.
digging the look. I thought it looked great. I can
And
see
talk
why
about a
it sold
fit.
out.
Everybody's going like, I think I get my husband some of them pants. They gonna look like that. Probably not. But what we saw is that trend carrying forward to the Oscars with the
Yep.
wider leg pant on the men. So I think we're going to see that instead of that pistol leg. And for a lot of you men, that's going to be better, trust me, because if you're
Oh,
sporting
definitely.
a
Especially
little
against the
beer
broad shoulder
gut,
men. Wearing that pencil makes them look like a little like a triangle. Like it's
if
some
you got any middle-aged gut, and face it, you men got the middle-aged gut too. That little pistol-legged situation was not
no,
working.
it makes you who's the Despicable Me? It always makes me think of the Despicable
Yes,
Me.
yes, yes.
It's like but put some
Yeah, we
volume
need
there
volume at
down
the
the
bottom,
legs.
front side out. So I think that flare leg. So I'm not going to be surprised if we don't see that coming back to the women too, because
Yeah.
everybody's screaming about it after the Super Bowl, and now we've seen it show up again. Um, I also think accessories. I think accessories had a big night. I think some were hits and some were misses. Like I told you, that what looked like a faux jade necklace, I thought was such a miss.
Yeah.
Don't just say I'm dressing up, so I'm going to put on a bunch of rhinestones or whatever, real stones, because that's not always what you need. Really be thoughtful. And the men were much more thoughtful than the women, I thought, with those brooches, the
I
ties,
am digging the brooch look. I
for
cannot
bones.
tell you how much I'm obsessed with brooches. I don't have any. I gotta
They've
go
been
find
trending.
some, but I'm obsessed with this concept. This brings me back
Anyway,
to like
simple.
memories of the 80s when we used to wear brooches up on our blouses because it
Or
was
you
such
would
a
get a
thing.
jacket and put a ton of them on
Yeah.
there, almost like charms. That's what it's given me. Those have been trending in the fashion forecast. I have not seen it taken to the streets yet, but since the men brought it last night, I think that's a clear sign that that may stay and may finally get a little footing. And here's the thing, guys, it's so easy for you to put this in your wardrobe. Wear it as a high neck brooch, wear it on a shoulder, go get your grandmother's, dig out that jewelry Aunt Susie got you that you thought you'd never wear, go to the Goodwill. This is a great place for you thrifting girls. Iris, that fell that crap, throw a bunch on, throw a whole collection on if you're an edgy girl. If you're not, just pick something demure and put it on your coat lapel or,
Yeah.
one little thing at the neckline. It's a great accessory that's having a comeback, but the men also killed it in the tie department. And one of my favorite vendors, I was noticing they had a lot of ties for women, and I'm here for it. Little ties and collars, because women are having a badass moment in the business world. They're going back to the offices and they want these I'm a boss babe look, but they
Yeah,
want modern.
who's the woman on the Daily Show? She's been owning that look. Like either an untied tie around her neck or sometimes a very loose tie or even or a men's tie. Like it's definitely something that's coming back. And again, I can't help but think of the 80s because this is exactly what we would do. It was a lot of menswear. I want to air quote now, right? Menswear on women, but it just
Mhm.
a little bit of a different edge. And I think it's
Yeah, the
really
suits
fun.
are,
I
we're
love it.
definitely having that 80s moment. The suits are not as big as the 80s, but like some of the ties I saw where it's cut like a men's tie, but it had like a floral piece sewn on it. So it had texture and femininity, but it had that bold shape. So I think neckties and collars, these little collars that tie on and are very structured. I've seen them in pearl. I've seen them with I've just seen several of them and I'm just dying
Yeah.
for it. And I also recently got one of my clients a doily with a collar. It was embroidered. And the reason I got it for her, she had a lot of crew neck sweaters. And I feel like as women, we have a lot of those. And I always talk about how a collar can change a whole look, especially if you're afraid of crew necks. But if you're like me, sometimes I struggle being a busty girl, putting a shirt under a sweater. It winds up all wadded up and twisted. But a doily or a faux collar, not a doily, that's not the right word. Is that the right word?
I have a vision of what you mean, but I don't know if that's the right word.
No, that's not the right word. A doily is that thing you put on the side table at your grandma's.
Yeah,
It's
exactly. I
called
just assumed you meant something lacy.
the fake necks.
Do you want me to
What
look
is
it up
it?
for you? I want to look it up
Please
for
look
really
it up and I'll
quickly.
talk about it. Because what I got my client was this faux neck that the little collar folds over. So it looks like she has on a shirt
A
under her
dickie?
just Dickie. Jenna, I'm having trouble with words lately. I'm starting to get really worried. A Dickie, not a doily. Doilies are on grandma's side table. Dickies. I found a whole company that makes these, and I got her one. I put in several clients' selections. One was brave enough to try it, and the other's like, oh my gosh, that looks so pretty. Totally changed the entire balance of the outfit because we then added something of structure to the top of just a plain crew neck sweater became the star of the show. So I think accessories are everything. And I love that we're seeing some new accessories just instead of just a necklace and bracelet.
I agree.
That's what I have to say. You got
Okay.
anything else?
I'm good. You?
Nope, I think I've said my piece, which y'all know I love to do. So we hope you'll just go back and review some of these photos. The question is always, what can you take away? What inspires you? And study color. Every time you see someone, study color. Be a student. And that's what we do over at Your Color Style. We are educational in our approach, and our followers, our raving fans that are in our membership, are students of color. And looking at color on other people is a fantastic way to learn, because you really can sometimes see on someone else what works and what doesn't. And you can start to assess why, and then you apply those things to yourself. So it's not just about having fun or being a devotee of style. You can really educate yourself by looking at other people. And if you're a trend girl, you can take celebrities and stars and look at the subtleties of what they're doing, like that wide leg trouser. A lot of people would have even noticed that that was trending, that we saw that on several men. That's a clue as what might be coming for you and to a store near you. So, Jen, thanks for your expertise as always. And for all of you, until next time, go and get your Moxie on.